Example 5, we'll read through here. The half-life of Bugonium is 4 hours. Again, check your time, and it still is in hours. Okay, so we're good there. How much of a 24-gram sample will remain after 6 hours? Okay, so we're going to plug this in. This one is a little different, so focus, please. Okay, here's our formula. So our initial amount is what? 24 times 2 to the negative, and my t-value is? Nope. 6 over 4. Okay, and so then we're going to have 24 times, and it's going to end up being 1 over 2. And what does 6 over 4 reduce to?
3 over 2, negative 3 over 2.
Well, we're going to move it, yeah, so this would be reduced to 3 over 2, and then we're going to move it to the denominator because of the negative exponent. So 3 over 2 is really the same as 1.5 or 1.5. Would you agree? Thanks. Okay. 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2. And then because there's the negative exponent, it moves it to the denominator. Okay? So this is the thing, is when you have a number to like a exponent that's not a whole number, it makes things more difficult. So you have to approximate. So if I were to go 24 times 1 over 2 to the first power, what answer would that give me? Good. 2 to the first power is 2, right? Yes? And then 24 over 2 is 12. Okay, so 2 to the first power is 12. Now let's do 2 to the second power, because 1/2 is in between 1 and 2, right? So we're going to end up with 24 times 1 over, and then when you have 2 to the second power, that's actually 4. So then I get 24 over 4, which reduces to what? 6. So my answer should be between 12 and 6. So what is the correct answer?
12 and 6.
Okay. So look back to our original problem. We had 2 to the 3/2 power. Okay? Where did I get that from?
The half and the 3 over 2 down there. Oh wait, I can't read that to 3 over 2. Where'd you get the half? Did you just put a 1? Okay.
3 over 2 reduces to 1.5.
When you reduce
Where'd you
it.
get the 24 times 1?
This was from all the information we got in our equations.
24 times 2. It's not about that. So the negative 3 over
Do you see this equation right here?
Yeah, I see.
My initial amount was 24. That 2 was in the equation. My time was -6. My half-life is 4. -6 over 4 reduces to -3 over 2. You can't have a negative exponent, so we have to move it to the denominator. 2 to the 3/2. 3/2 is the same thing as 1.5. So what I'm saying is, in my head, I can't figure out what 2 to the 1.5 power is. But I can do 2 to the first power, and I can do 2 to the second power. And if I can do 2 to the first and 2 to the second, I can figure out what two numbers are my low and my high to figure out what's in the middle. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, moving on. Okay, a culture of yeast doubles in size. This is going to be a growth problem. Every 20 minutes. Okay, the size of the culture is now 80. Find its size in 1 hour. Remember to convert 1 hour to minutes. So we're not going to write an hour. How many minutes are in an hour? 60. So I'm going to put 60 minutes. Okay. So now, what is my initial population?
Let's see, 80.
80 times 2. And what is my time? 60 divided by 20, which reduces to 3. Next, we do exponents. And let me just tell you that this is where people normally mess up. They forget to do exponents first, and they go 80 times 2 and then raise it to the third power, which is totally wrong. So make sure you use order of operations. Exponents, 2 to the third power is 8. And 80 times 8 is? No. 640. And it didn't really tell us what it was. 640 units. I don't know. Okay. All right. To get through this, we're going to keep going. Okay. Actually, your turn. Do this one on your own. First 3 to show me their answers, get a candy. Let me just double check myself then. I think you might have forgot to do something.
That's both like 16.
16 times 4,000 on the top of my head. Don't say it aloud. Daisy, put your hand down.
No, I have. I'm thinking I might have the wrong answer. I'm thinking that you guys might be right, and I.
Yeah, I'm right. Daisy's wrong.
So everybody's getting the same answer. Okay. Okay. All right, we got to work through this one because I think I did something wrong. Oh no, we just have not done a problem like this, which is messing you up. Okay. Nobody got it right.
Steven, you lied to me.
Okay. Here is your problem, and I'm going to tell you what messed you up. Okay, so the growth of a town is given by this formula. Okay, it says if there are 4,000 people after 4 years. So this is telling you that, and they're asking you find the initial population. So we don't know what y sub 0 is. We know what the answer is. We know that the answer is 4,000. Okay, so we know the answer is 4,000. We don't know the initial population. You could write y sub 0 there, but I think it's kind of confusing, so I'm going to write x. Times 2 to what power? 4. Okay, what is 2 to the 4th power? So that means I have 4,000 equals, and I'm just going to write this as 16x. If you wrote x times 16, that's fine. But how do you end up getting the x by itself? Divide by 16 to both sides. And if you take 4,000 and divide it by 16, you get 250. 250 what? People. And that is your initial population. Peoples. Okay. Example 8. I'm going to show you or tell you the way that I think is easiest to do this problem. So it tells you the number of people with the flu virus is growing exponentially with time as shown in this table. So on day 0, 300 people got it. Day 1, 600. Day 2, 1,200. Okay. You can try to write the equation if you want, but I have found that it's easiest to plug in numbers. And what number is easier to plug in than 0? 0 is seriously the easiest number, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 0, and you're trying to find the answer of 300. So plugging 0 into the equation, you need to see which equation gives you the answer of 300. So when you get your answers, you can show me on your fingers or on your whiteboards. Good.
Plug in 0.
Good, 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 good. Good. Good.
For some reason, I don't want to like this.
Good.
An answer?
Good. Hesi Sai, what's your answer?
I'm waiting.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, that answer was
Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So if I plug in 0, what is 2 to the 0 power? 1. Then you have 300 plus 1, which is
300.
301. Is that 300? No, that is not an answer. 300 to the 0 power is what? 1. Not an answer. 2 to the negative 0, which is still 2 to the 0, is what? 1. And 600 times 1 is not the answer. 2 to the 0 is 1, and 300 times 1 is D is the correct answer.
Lane ball.